Have you ever wondered why some people can't seem to get someone out of their minds? Why certain individuals live in their thoughts, not just once in a while, but daily, as if there's an invisible thread connecting them? There's a reason behind it, and it's not as mysterious as it seems. It's rooted in energy, attention, and the way we shape our reality through focus. If you want someone to think of you every single day, it is not about manipulation, it is not about forcing, and it is not about trying to control another person's will. Instead, it is about understanding how to shift your energy, your thoughts, and your presence so powerfully that you become a natural part of their awareness. The human mind is an antenna. It's always sending signals, and it's always receiving them. Every thought you think carries a frequency. Every emotion you feel projects an energy. When you align your thoughts and emotions consistently toward a vision, toward a person, toward a reality you want to experience, you're not just imagining something, you're broadcasting it into the field of possibility. And the mind on the other end, the person you want to think of you, can feel it. They may not understand it consciously, but they will pick it up. This is how you plant yourself in someone's awareness, not by chasing them, not by speaking 1,000 words, but by mastering your inner state and your vibrational frequency. Now imagine this. Each day, instead of wondering why they're not calling you, why they're not noticing you, you wake up and shift the energy back to yourself. You begin to embody the qualities that you wish they would notice. You radiate self-respect, you embody confidence, you live in joy, you cultivate an inner state that is magnetic. Do you know what happens when you do that? You create a resonance, and resonance is unavoidable. When two instruments are tuned to the same note, one string can vibrate without being touched simply because another one is vibrating nearby. Human beings are the same. If you are vibrating at a frequency of love, respect, wholeness, and strength, you are sending that signal into the field. The person you want to think of you daily will feel that signal. The truth is, most people are forgotten because their energy is scattered. They think about someone one moment, then sink into doubt the next. They imagine being loved, then they fear rejection. They wish to be remembered, but they hold resentment or insecurity. That inconsistency breaks the signal. But when you train your mind and your emotions to broadcast the same message every single day, when you hold it with consistency and with intention, the field cannot ignore it. That person will not be able to stop thinking of you because you've become embedded in the invisible current of their awareness. So what is it that you need to do to make this happen? It's simple, yet it requires discipline. You must embody the energy of the person you want them to see, not just think about it, not just hope for it, embody it. If you want to be remembered as kind, then radiate kindness. If you want to be remembered as inspiring, then live inspired. If you want to be remembered as someone irreplaceable, then stop living as if you are ordinary. You have to generate that energy in yourself so consistently that it becomes impossible for the other person not to think of you daily. Think about it this way. When someone leaves a powerful impression on you, why does that happen? It's not just their words. It's not just their appearance. It's their presence. Their energy lingered in the room long after they left. Their way of being resonated with something inside you. That is what memory is. Memory is not just in the brain, it's in the field. And when you learn to control the way you show up energetically, you create an imprint. That imprint will play itself over and over in the minds of those who cross paths with you. Now here's the secret. You must stop chasing and start attracting. When you chase, you create resistance. When you try to control, you push away. But when you focus on generating the state within yourself, you create a natural pull. You stop needing, you stop begging, you stop waiting. Instead, you live as though the connection is already real. You feel the emotions of being remembered, being thought of, being cherished, before it even happens. And because your brain doesn't know the difference between what is real and what is vividly imagined, it begins to program that reality into your energy. That energy becomes a magnet. This is why gratitude is so powerful. If every morning you wake up and instead of saying, "I hope they think of me," you say, "I am grateful they think of me," you are instructing your subconscious mind to align with that reality. Gratitude is the signal that you already have it, and when you already have it, you no longer send out lack. You send out abundance, and abundance draws more to you. The more you practice gratitude for their attention, their thoughts, their awareness, the more it naturally manifests, because you're broadcasting the frequency of already having it. But let's go even deeper. If you want someone to think of you daily, you must also be willing to release the obsession with them thinking of you. It may sound paradoxical, but the more you need it, the more you push it away. Need is lack. Lack is separation. But when you embody wholeness, when you know that you are complete with or without their thoughts, you create the strongest magnet of all. People are drawn to those who don't need them, but who radiate fullness, joy, and peace. That is irresistible energy. That is the kind of energy that lingers in someone's mind every day without fail. The reason this works is because thought itself is not bound by distance. You could be in different cities, different countries, even different continents, and the signal still transfers. Just as a radio station broadcasts its frequency into the air, your mind is broadcasting into the field. The question is, what are you broadcasting? Fear, doubt, desperation, or love, confidence, gratitude? If you want to be thought of daily, you must tune yourself to the latter. You must make the signal so clear, so consistent, so strong, that their mind can't help but pick it up. This is not about pretending. It's not about lying to yourself. It's about practicing until the state you want becomes your natural state. If you practice being magnetic, if you practice being joyful, if you practice embodying love, soon you will not be practicing. You will simply be living it. And when you live it, you don't have to try. The person will think of you daily not because you forced them, but because your energy naturally filled the space within their awareness. Every time you align your thoughts with the outcome you want, you are building a neural pathway. Every time you feel the emotion of already being remembered, you are wiring that emotion into your nervous system. Over time, that becomes who you are. And when it becomes who you are, it cannot be ignored. That is why discipline is the bridge. You must show up daily to your own energy, to your own state of being, until it becomes natural. You see, love, attention, remembrance, these are not accidents. They are created. They are cultivated, and when you learn how to generate them within yourself, the outer world mirrors it back to you. If you want to be thought of daily, then live daily as if you already are. Feel it before it happens. Embody it before you see it. Live as though you are already unforgettable, and you will be. So remember, this is not about forcing another person's mind. It's about mastering your own. Because when you master your own mind, when you master your own energy, the universe has no choice but to reflect that mastery back to you, and the people you desire to connect with will feel it. They will think of you, not once in a while, but daily, consistently, naturally. You will become a part of their thought stream, because you have already become a part of your own in the most powerful way possible. The truth is, if you do this, if you embody the energy, if you radiate gratitude, if you practice consistency, if you let go of need and live in wholeness, you will never be forgotten. You will live in their mind daily, not because you demanded it, but because your presence is undeniable. And when your presence is undeniable, your memory becomes permanent, and so, as you walk forward from this moment, remember that the key is always within you. It is not about waiting for someone to think of you. It is about becoming the person who cannot be ignored. When you rise each morning and practice this, when you align your thoughts, your emotions, and your energy with the reality you desire, you are planting yourself into the field of consciousness. And in that field, there are no boundaries, no separation, no resistance. You will be remembered daily because you have chosen to remember who you are. When you realize that your inner state is the signal that writes itself into the minds of others, you begin to understand that it's never truly about them. It's always about you. If you want to live in someone's thoughts daily, then you must first learn to live in your own thoughts daily with clarity, love, and self-respect. Every thought you think about yourself, every feeling you entertain, every belief you rehearse is creating an energetic imprint that extends far beyond your physical body. This is why some people are unforgettable. They have trained themselves, whether knowingly or unknowingly, to live in a state of coherence between thought and emotion. That coherence makes their presence magnetic. Imagine this as waves on a pond. If you drop a pebble into still water, the ripples move outward in perfect circles, uninterrupted, harmonious. That's what happens when you align your thoughts and feelings with intention. The signal is clear, the ripples are strong, and they reach farther than you can imagine. But if the water is turbulent, if you drop a pebble into waves that are already chaotic, the ripples break apart, they scatter, and the message is lost. This is the state most people live in, scattered, inconsistent, hoping for connection yet broadcasting confusion. If you want to be the one who is remembered, the one who is thought of daily, then you must still the water of your mind. You must create coherence within yourself so that every ripple you send out carries the same message again and again until it cannot be ignored. And what happens when you do this consistently? Over time, the person you are focusing on begins to experience flashes of you in their awareness. They may wonder why you came to mind while they were driving, why your face appeared in their thoughts when they woke up, why a memory of you surfaced for no reason. What they don't realize is that energy is always communicating. What you've been practicing, what you've been embodying, has reached them. The more you hold it, the more frequent the flashes become, until eventually you are no longer just a fleeting thought. You are a daily presence. But here's the key: you must hold the energy without expectation. If you obsess, you break the flow. If you doubt, you scatter the signal. If you rush, you create resistance. Instead, treat it as a practice of being. Each day, align yourself with the joy of already being remembered. Each day, feel the gratitude of already living in their mind. Each day, embody the confidence of knowing that your energy speaks louder than words ever could. And in time, the results become undeniable. You see, the reason people remember you, the reason they think of you, is not because of the small details of what you said or did. It is because of how you made them feel. Feelings linger, energy lingers. That is what carves itself into memory. So if you truly want someone to think of you daily, you must decide what feeling you want to leave them with, and then embody that feeling every single day until it becomes who you are. When you do this, their mind has no choice but to return to you again and again, because you've etched yourself into their emotional memory, and emotional memory is the most powerful of all. So in the end, if you truly want someone to think of you daily, the path is not through control, chasing, or waiting. It is through mastery of your own state of being. When you learn to radiate love, gratitude, confidence, and wholeness, you naturally embed yourself into the awareness of others. Their thoughts return to you not because you demanded it, but because your energy has become unforgettable. The secret is to embody the reality before it arrives, to feel as if you are already remembered, already cherished, already living in their mind. Do this consistently, with patience and trust, and you will find that the invisible connection grows stronger every day. In mastering yourself, you become magnetic, and when you are magnetic, you cannot be ignored. They will think of you daily because you have chosen to live as the version of yourself who is impossible to forget.